Have you ever thought, I am not a pageant girl, they're so prissy, and all their parents are crazy on shows like Toddlers and Tiaras? Hello and welcome back to Dance Colleges and Careers. I'm your host, Brittany Noltemeyer, and this is the podcast where we talk about all things dance, colleges, and careers. Today, we are going to be diving into pageants. Yeah, who out there is a pageant girl? I was a pageant girl, but I'm not like your typical pageant girl. I'm not. And I grew up really loving pageants, and I think either you're in the pageant community or you're not. And I want to talk about it a little bit because I think it's an amazing place for a dancer to grow as an individual. We get so stuck in the dance competition world, and I think that pageants are another excellent outlet to where you can still compete, because competing's fun. Am I right? I mean, I'm a competitor. I love it. So pageants are another place where you can compete, make scholarship money, get all glammed up and wear fancy dresses, and in a totally different setting. So there are many different kinds of pageants, right? There are the ones you see on TV where it's all about the walk and they're super cheesy and all that stuff. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about today. I don't know. If you're doing that, you do you. Hope it's going well. Great. But I grew up in the Miss America system, and I really, really loved it. Now, I gotta say, it's what was available in my area because I'm from North Dakota. We didn't have 15 pageants going on in every single town in all the different circuits. That's like Miss USA. My friend is now running the pure pageant system. There's a lot of different competitions you can do. So I'm going to be talking specifically about the Miss America organization because that's what I grew up doing and that's what I'm comfortable with. And tomorrow I'm going to judge the Miss North Dakota pageant, and it's just where I'm educated. Okay. But a lot of this can resonate in the other pageants as well. As dancers, I liked the Miss America system because there was a talent portion and I got to dance, and that was usually my highest score. So that worked out well for me. But I know another girl who from North Dakota, she did really well in pageants, but then as an amazing dancer, her name was Emily. She also switched over to the USA system, and she won a lot in the USA system as well. Now, she was drop dead gorgeous and knew how to hold herself and pose and model and dance. So even though she wasn't specifically dancing in the Miss USA pageant, at least at that time, I don't know what they're doing now, she still used what she knew as a dancer to be a stronger and better competitor. And she ended up winning. She ended up winning a lot. So we always talk about, like, you might not be a dancer forever. No, but it helps you in so many areas of your life. And today we're talking about how dancing helps you as a competitive pageant girl. So if you've never done pageants before, if you never really thought about it, I want to talk to you today about maybe why you should. And perhaps think about signing up for a pageant next year. The thing about pageants are, you do need to be trained in them to a point, but it's not like you go to just pageant training. Well, yeah, you could once you get to a higher level, but you need to be training in other skills. Same thing as in musical theater. Yes, musical theater as a whole is great and fun, and I have a performance troupe, but they need to train in individual categories. They have to train in singing, in dancing, and acting, and then all three of those put together make you a triple threat to become great at musical theater. Does that make sense? So in pageants, it's the same thing. You have to be the total package to be able to succeed, to thrive. So in dance, we talk about being the total package all the time. You can't just be a technician. You can't just be funny and great with your facials on stage. You have to be the total package. In pageants, there are a few different categories. First off, we're talking about that talent. So you've already got that down. Yep, check. In fact, you might have to cut it, make it a little bit shorter. No big deal. Again, this is the Miss America system. So they do a talent, they do an interview. So it's a private interview where you speak to a panel of judges, and basically you just talk about yourself. You talk about your platform, and this is the one area where I wish that I would have trained harder in it at a younger age, and that's why I'm here with you now. Then there's modeling. So they model sportswear or swimsuit and their evening gown. And then there's the onstage question. So in the end, you have to thrive. You have to succeed in all those categories. And then that is how the crown will be chosen, right? But in between, there are all these other things that you have to submit. In fact, I'm judging for the pageant, and I got a binder this big. Yeah, a huge binder with all this information that you had to prep as a contestant and send in to the judges ahead of time. You had to send in your grades, so your transcript. So being a good student in school is going to help you in pageants. Who knew, right? And you have to send in an essay. There's like service projects. So I think pageants are so awesome because when we get in this bubble of dance and we dance and we dance and we dance and all we do is dance, I love it. That's my life. But pageants allow you to open up your world of dance to be something a little bit bigger. And a lot of times if you are a strong dancer, you're good at these other areas too. So you could succeed and thrive a lot more quickly than others. So hey, might as well step in and start winning those crowns. I was talking to a mom in Minneapolis because her daughter's an amazing dancer. She also knows how to sing, which is a really big perk for us dancers. And she speaks really well. She's really intelligent. So I was like, why is she not doing pageants? Her goal is to go on and be like a professional dancer somewhere. She goes, well, I'm not a pageant girl. I was like, yeah, but maybe you should be. Maybe you should be, because if you set the precedent for your role. And the thing about being Miss North Dakota or Miss Florida or Miss America is first and foremost, you are a role model. So if these are the things you want to be, then maybe it's a good fit for you. You have to be a good role model. You have to speak well, be a good leader. You got to be kind of talented. They all kind of go together. Gorgeous. That always helps. And mostly you have to have passion. You have to have passion for what you do. You have to have passion for those around you. And oh my gosh, so many things, and self-motivated. So are you those things? I bet you are. You're here listening to this. I bet that you're a lot more of a pageant girl than you ever really thought. And the thing is, if you want to be a professional, starting in the pageants or getting crowned like that, it already puts you on a pedestal. It makes you a celebrity before you've started your other celebrity journey. If you become the ambassador for your state, you are a role model for all people in your state. That puts you on a huge pedestal and gives you a great platform before you've gone on to college or even in your professional world. So it only supports you. The pageant supports you, and it teaches you amazing life lessons along the way. Moms, when I talk about pageants, I always love to go back to this. And the thing is, I'm a studio owner kid. My mom was really busy. I think it's so funny when we used to do 2 French braids for our recital hair, and she'd be doing my hair and she would be directing people and tugging my head to the right and left. I remember being like, oh, but she was so busy trying to direct everything. When we did pageants, it was just the 2 of us. And it was really special. And that really meant a lot to me. That was really good quality time that we just got to have together because she didn't have to be in charge of the whole studio or even the rest of my family. It was a bonding moment that we did over and over again, and we really looked forward to. The whole aspect, not just the competition weekend, picking out the dress, picking out the interview outfit, picking out the jewelry. And I gotta say, in case you're like, no, I don't have enough money. We didn't either. I didn't either. But we were really frugal, and she's an amazing costumer. So we hit the sales. We borrowed some things here and there. So in case finances are something for you, then there are a million ways around that. All of the elements of working up towards the pageant was just really special to me, and the time I got to spend that with my mom. And we still love pageants together, and I'll see her next week at the end of the pageant. So pageants can be so much more than what you see on TV and all the honey boo boo stuff and the madness and craziness. That is to sell tickets. This could be your future. I did a lot of pageants, and these pageants are meant to support you and support your future, guide you, teaching you how to compete, how to be better in front of an audience, how to speak better, because a lot of times us dancers, we speak only with our bodies, and sometimes it can be really hard to get our words out confidently. So that's why I fully believe in this pageant system, and because it's fun. So if you're looking to add another competition, rather than just go into another one doing exactly the same thing, try hitting up a pageant. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Just DM me on Instagram or go to this podcast's webpage, and I have a special freebie for you there. Thanks so much for being here on this episode of Dance Colleges and Careers. Go out and try something new. do something better for you today. So be brave, tell your story, and own the stage.